on your left, you'll see the name engraved into the stone. This is London Bridge, not to be confused with Tower Bridge Hills. And you have got a good reason to be confused. I've been into souvenir shops, I've seen models of Tower Bridge with the name London Bridge underneath. But don't be confused, you've been through it now, London Bridge. On your left you get a quick glimpse of the monument to the Great Fire of London, the stone column with the golden flame on the top, built to resemble a candle. Just a 5-minute walk from Tower Hill. And here on your left, the blue glass building. This was the first completely glass building constructed here in London. And they put this one here first for a reason. That's the headquarters and training grounds of the London Window Cleaning Company. Well, it's not really, but you'll never guess by the reaction, but that was my best joke. Okay? You haven't smiled yet, believe me, there's no chance. But these glass buildings, they're popping up all the time. If you look over your right hand shoulder, you can see the top of the Shard. You can see it's incomplete in a moment. If you've got good eyes, you'll see the blue numbers. They're at about level 55 at the moment. There is going to be 87 floors. This will be the biggest building in Europe, 1,017 feet tall, be 250 feet bigger than Canary Wharf. So that's the Shard of Glass, one of 3 skyscrapers they're building here in London. And here we go, the captains give us a nice view of the Belfast. We'll give a little wave as we pass. A few children on the boat, give a little wave. Now this ship is the Hms Belfast, launched on St Patrick's Day, 1938. It's part of the Imperial War Museum today. You can walk around the ship. If you're interested, children under 16 go for free. Adult prices, they're roughly £10.60. Concessions half price. Definitely worth going on there. You can spend a couple of hours walking around. Just one thing, be warned, if you struggle with your mobility, get on the ladder like this and you're going to have trouble, okay? So just take that word of warning. But you can go all over the ship. You can go into the gun turrets, pick up one of the old shells. These guns, well, each turret weighs about the same as 14 double-decker buses, and it can fire its shell, or a small screaming child, for 14 miles. Now that shell will get to its destination in 40 seconds, which means it travels over 500 miles an hour. And that was the first ship to fire its guns onto the beaches of Normandy during the D-Day landings. So it's an important part of this country's war history, now a museum. And ahead of the boats, another one of London's, the world's famous bridges, Tower Bridge. Tower Bridge is not as old as it looks. Built in a Gothic style, but it was opened on June the 30th in 1894. So it's a little over 116 years old. To say it was only built in a Gothic style to blend in with the Tower of London. Has anybody ever seen Tower Bridge open? No? Just a few people. Not many. Well, you do have to be quite lucky to see the bridge open today, as it only opens about 500 times a year on average. Now, I know that sounds like quite a lot, but the record of this bridge opening in one 24-hour period is 54 times. Very well used when they first put it here. As I said today, about 500 times a year. And you won't see Tower Bridge open on your holiday. I'm sorry to tell you this. It's not going to open until April. They've closed the bascles off. They're not going to open it for shipping because they're repainting the bridge. You can see they've done either side. They've done the top. They haven't yet done the bottom, the bascles. Bascule is French. It's a French word. It means sea sock, apparently. Each bascule weighs just over 1,000 ton each. They can raise to their full upright position in about 90 seconds. And as I said, it was only built to blend in with the Tower of London, which as we turn the boat is now on your way. There's over 900 years of English and French history inside the tower. A lot of it is very gruesome. And it's good that you've come on a river cruise because you get to see the tower from a nice angle, and you get to see the bricked up archway of the river wall with the words above it, entry to the Traitors' Gate. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that's not Traitors' Gate. Never has been. That's the riverside entrance, only bricked up to stop the boat from flooding. You can see Traitors' Gate from here. So the tower directly behind it, the St. Thomas's Tower, put there in 1280. The Traitors' Gate itself has a nickname. You may have heard of London's first one-way street. If you ever went through those archways, it was hardly likely that you would return. What was more likely? You'd be taken up to Tower Hill. At Tower Hill, you'd have your public execution. Unless you was lucky. If you was lucky, you wouldn't be executed. You'd be imprisoned for life in the bloody tower. And that's lucky. And a lot of people are curious. A lot of people ask me, which one is the bloody tower? Well, unfortunately, you can't see it from the river. As anybody who works on these boats will tell you, the bloody tower is, well, it's just behind the bloody trees. Okay? That's where the bloody tower is. That's why we can't see it. And on that joke, I'm going to conclude the bloody commentary. Probably best. I'm sure you'll agree. So we're going to start heading into the pier. Now there is a few things to mention. First of all, lovely open-air theatre. The thatched roof is only around the outer ring of the building, just like the original. It's worth going in there. It's only about £5. Believe me, £5 is not a lot of money to be entertained in London. If you think you go to the theatre, you're going to spend £40 on a ticket. You go in the Globe, it's only £5. Ahead of the boat, we have the Southwark Bridge, and look up there, you'll see it's empty. Not a lot of people use this bridge. The approach roads are well hidden. The only traffic you'll see up there is professional drivers, like buses, coaches, lorries and taxis. And when you see people walking over, the chances are they're local or absolutely lost. There we go, it's the Southwark Bridge. Southwark is the area of London on your right. For many years, this is where you would come to be entertained. Now, it was illegal to have entertainment in the city of London, so they had it all here on the right, in the south of the Thames. This is where you'd find bear baiting pits, cockfighting, bare-knuckle boxing, gin palaces, gambling dens and houses of negotiable affection. It was all going on here on your right. Now the only thing that remains is an old tavern. Look to your right and see the Anchor. Dates back to 1615. Very famous and steeped with history. And it's not a museum, still a pub, so you might want to go in there this afternoon. As I said, if you've got a bit of time, what I suggest to do is have a walk up the south of the Thames. Maybe get off at the Tower and walk back to the London Eye. You'll get to go past a lot of famous buildings. There's a lot of history all written up on the walls as you walk around the area. Now, I mentioned this area had a lot of illegal entertainment.